you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good, I like that response. Thank you. It's good to see so many faces I know in the audience. It's funny because when Reverend Saunders came to me, he came with my godmother, Carol Watson. He said, oh my goodness, you gotta go talk to Adrienne over at HHS. And he was like, well, who is that? She's like, you gotta come talk. And we had a wonderful hour-long conversation, and we talked about this program, and I thought it was a wonderful way that the CDC got involved in this and saw it as something important to do, and HHS saw it as something important to do, so I saw it as important to do in this region as well, so I'm glad that you're all here, and I'm glad to see this coming to fruition. So ignore that AIDS 2012 part, I just put that up there because it was from another thing, but you know, we'll move on. So my program is called the Regional Resource Network Program as part of HHS. We develop valuable partnerships, provide HIV/AIDS education, and offer technical assistance to regional and local entities in support of the National HIV/AIDS Strategy. How many people in the room have heard of the National HIV/AIDS Strategy? Raise your hand. Very good, very good. Next slide. This is a breakout of all of the regions for HHS. My region, as you see over here, is Region 9. It includes California, Arizona, Nevada, Hawaii, and all of these Pacific islands down here. So I've got quite a big region to deal with, as well as about 3 or 4 different time zones that I'm dealing with on a daily basis, talking with folks and making sure they have the proper information. So the National HIV/AIDS Strategy was announced in July of 2010 by President Barack Obama. And prior to that, there were several different community meetings that HHS held around the country. I attended one in Washington, D.C., and also attended the one here in Oakland and the one in San Francisco. And people were able to comment about what they thought should be a part of the National HIV/AIDS Strategy. This is one of the quotes from the National HIV/AIDS Strategy. The United States will become a place where new infections are rare, and when they do occur, every person, regardless of age, gender identity, or socioeconomic circumstance, will have unfettered access to high-quality, life-extending care free from stigma and discrimination. That's the crux of the National HIV/AIDS Strategy. This slide I have to give credit to Grant Colfax, who used to be over in San Francisco at the San Francisco Department of Public Health, who is now at the White House. This is the slide for new infections in the United States. You can see white MSMs are at 11,400, but black MSMs are right behind them at 10,800. I also want to point out black heterosexual women are at 5,400, and Hispanic MSMs are at 6,000. So you can see there's a vast difference in terms of ethnic, in terms of race, in terms of how HIV affects race. So the goals of the National HIV/AIDS Strategy, there are 3. To reduce HIV incidence, to increase access to care and optimize health outcomes, to reduce HIV-related health disparities. So all 3 of those things are very important in terms of what the National HIV/AIDS Strategy talks about. If you don't remember anything else, remember those 3 goals. There is another plan called the Federal Implementation Plan. These are the different agencies that are involved in the National HIV/AIDS Strategy Federal Implementation Plan. Department of Health and Human Services, that's where I am. Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD. Department of Justice, Social Security, Veterans Administration, and Department of Labor. What I want to let you know is that in Region 9 and all over the country, these different agencies meet either monthly or quarterly to talk about the National HIV/AIDS Strategy and what goals we have, what outcomes we have, and what ways we can impact the National HIV/AIDS Strategy. I just had my meeting last week, and we talked about what we're doing for World AIDS Day and what we're going to be doing going forward. The other thing is that we have a lot of outcomes coming out of our particular region in that Social Security just did a video that they just produced on people living with HIV and SSA and how to get benefits. So I'll make sure that if the next time I present, I'll be able to show you that video so that you can see that. But that was an outcome of the Federal Implementation Work Group here in Region 9 that I run. So what can you do in terms of the strategy? You can read and share the strategy. The best place to find it is at AIDS.gov. That's where you're going to find all of the federal information about the National HIV/AIDS Strategy and the Federal Implementation Plan. Educate and inform others. As people in the industry, it's important that we educate people about HIV/AIDS as well as about the National HIV/AIDS strategy because it's a blueprint for our country and how we're going to move forward to eradicate HIV/AIDS. Collaborate with new and existing partners. We're doing that today. We're all collaborating here together, and as we move forward, we'll be collaborating more. And then provide feedback. I'm always interested to hear from the community. Even last week, I went to Syringe Exchange, which HEPAC does. Yay, HEPAC! I went to Syringe Exchange and volunteered there. It was a wonderful experience. I'm going to have my bosses come out and do that as well. For me, I like to stay connected to the community. It's nice to be in that big office and do all this work on the ground, upstairs and coordinate all these meetings and do all these presentations. But at the end of the day, I like to know that it's the people that I'm caring about, who I'm touching, the people that I'm giving service to, and why I'm doing the work that I'm doing, and that kind of stuff keeps me grounded. So, thank you. Just one last thing. I wanted to tell you about 2 events that we have coming up for World AIDS Day. The AIDS service organizations in the Oakland area have come together to do 2 events for World AIDS Day. The first one is that we're going to, for the first time in the country, in the United States, it's the first time it's happening. Yay, Gloria. We're doing testing, HIV testing at the Raiders game on December 2nd in the parking lot. So, yeah, very excited about that. A lot of planning has gone into this. I mean, a lot. And so we are looking forward to December 2nd. I'll be personally glad when it's December 3rd. But we're going to be doing testing at the Raiders game, so we'll give you an update next time we meet on how successful that was and how many people we tested. So that's going to be a new thing, a partnership that we have with the Raiders through East Bay AIDS Walk. The second thing is that on December 7th, all the AIDS service organizations are coming together again to do testing at what's called Art Murmur in downtown Oakland on Telegraph. It's a bunch of the galleries that are open, and people have food trucks, and people are walking around and looking at art, and there's art on the streets, and people are selling their art. It's just a wonderful opportunity that happens every first Friday. So we do testing at that. We've been doing testing there for a while, but we're going to do a major at the World AIDS Day, go out and have 4 testing vans. We're going to have a stage where we're going to have some performances, and we're going to be passing out condoms and lube to people that are on the street. So we're going to be doing that. If you're interested in volunteering for that, please let me know because it's a great opportunity. We've had a lot of churches come and volunteer with us for Art Murmur and pass out materials and information. We've done flu shot clinics with Walgreens, and it's been very successful. The other thing is that these 2 events are culminating into a large event on March 10th that is for the Oakland community and the San Francisco community. It's called Baycare's Test for Ticket, and basically it's meant for 14 to 29-year-olds. We're going to be doing testing events between December 2nd and March 10th to test people ages 14 to 29 in different venues. We're going to colleges, high schools, going to concerts to test people. But on March 10th, we're doing a hip-hop concert at the Fox Theater that holds 2,300 people. And we've got Keisha Cole signed on already and Clyde Carson signed on already, so we're very excited about that. And we're going to be asking some more local folks to sign on as well, but that's going to be March 10th. And so you'll be hearing about that. We're going to have some flyers and stuff out soon, and we're going to be at churches talking about what we're doing, and we're going to be testing everywhere. And this is kind of like, thank you. This is kind of a full-on collaborative effort of the Oakland community. We're pulling San Francisco in as well, but it's a full-on, collaborative opportunity. It's been a while since, it's been a long time coming that this community has come together to kind of work together, but we're doing it now, it's happening, and it's really amazing, and I'm really proud of that. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.